Hey guys, this is RinKa Plays, and today I'm again playing the Darkest Files game. After quite some time, I decided that, well, I would still want to go ahead and continue playing this game. I actually, well, kind of wanted to do that previously. From the mere beginning, I was thinking that I will continue like doing the walkthrough series, but then just other stuff came true. I tried other stuff, played other stuff, so I never had the time to go back to this one. So now that's when I will be doing this. So,
Good morning, Miss Katz.
morning. Are we speaking with you?
Miss Katz.
No. Wait. Cats. I guess we're going to our office then? Right? Yeah. First suspect will arrive soon. Inform Mr. Bauer with the latest development about the case. Okay, so we have to go to Bauer? No. Frankfurt's time. No end to the Suez crisis. Okay. So we have to inform
Miss Katz, excuse me.
Bauer?
The witness you asked me to contact, Alfred Faltmann, just arrived.
Thank you, Paula. I'll be joining you in a minute.
Okay, I guess we can just go straight there, right? To the conference room then. Yep, sure, let's do that.
Mr. Faltmann, my name is Esther Katz. I am investigating the death of Hans Naumann in 1945.
What are you investigating? The case has been closed.
New evidence has come to light. My department and I are checking whether the case needs to be reopened.
Sounds like wasting the German state's money. Just one question. Your name, Esther Katz. Are you Jewish?
Why does he even care? Yeah, let's definitely go with this
I
answer.
don't see how this is relevant, Mr. Faltmann.
Oh, I'm just curious, but I see I must have touched a nerve.
Mr. Faltmann, please tell me what happened on April 28, 1945.
My superior asked me to arrest some sort of insurgent. A simple task I gave to my subordinates. I was quite surprised when I saw who they brought. I asked if they were sure they got the right man. The crimes that had been committed.
I must interrupt you. I was told a different version.
Oh damn, I don't even remember this, but oh wow, that was a long time ago. Okay, so that's what we spoke about, right? Did you try to find out? Oh, wait, this is Newman's testimony? Faltmann claims his subordinates picked up the victim. Prove him wrong. Add bookmark. Local group leader. Oh my god. Okay. Does it prove your claim? Submit as evidence. Wait, let's... What did he even say? I'm going regarding this, right? Saw a man climbing on the flagpoles. I don't remember what the heck did he even was saying. Can I see this transcript? But this is this one. He had a badge with the golden stripes on his collar. Golden stripes. There are no golden stripes here. Damn. Claims his subordinates pick up the victim. Wait, golden collar. So it should be this one, the golden one, but there's no such things. How did the man want? Pointed a gun, searched the apartment. Let's submit this as evidence.
You were the local group leader at that time, correct?
That is correct, miss.
According to our witnesses, one of the men who took the victim from his house had the insignia of a local group leader's, with, of course, none of the other members of your group bearing that rank. Why then do you claim it was your subordinates who brought the man to you? And how could you be surprised by the suspect's identity if you arrested him yourself?
I don't know. It was such a long time ago.
Mr. Faltmann,
Got
I must
you.
inform you that you are legally obliged to speak the truth here.
Don't you snap at me, young lady. The whole thing happened over 10 years ago. I must have simply remembered it wrong. Either way, I still wanted to release the suspect. That's how it was. But Schickert insisted, so we took him back to the district office.
The district office, where was it?
The cellar of a previously bombed brewery. We had to relocate with all the bombings. It was cleaned up beforehand, of course. As much as was possible with the manpower we had. With how the war was going, we had to make do. Schickert and Kiebitz waited in the corridor as I spoke with the district leader, Mr. Schwarz. But he dismissed my doubts. Alfred, my man, you worry too much. It wasn't my place to doubt his decision, I thought. So we left his office and he gave the order.
Shows your current goal, names, and people the neighborhood hold. Okay, nice. But can I inspect this area a little bit? Like this map here? No, maybe later, I guess. Probably currently I have to interact with
What
this.
did he say?
That for his crimes against the German people, the prisoner was to be executed.
Okay, let's inspect these two now then, I guess. Nothing else here, right? Yeah, still nothing.
How did the men react?
I can't recall, it has been quite a while. I think they were a bit uncertain. Kiebitz at least. I wanted to discuss the order further, but Schwarz went back to his office.
Oh, I can now, like, walk around. So is there anything useful here that I could find? I thought this map, well, I would definitely investigate this one, but I cannot do that.
What
We're
happened
going here.
after Mr. Schwarz left the hallway?
We went to the captive. Kiebitz, Schickert, and I. I was hesitant, of course, but again, it was my place to question Mr. Schwarz. And let's be honest, in those times, heads rolled pretty quickly for defying orders.
Well, yeah, that could be possible.
This must be the cell.
Yeah, I'm inspecting this,
Where
okay.
was the victim kept?
One of the cells, previously a storage room. Tight, dirty quarters with a small barred window. As soon as we entered, I hadn't seen him this up close before. I realized I just couldn't follow through with it. I told my men to stop.
What did you tell them?
That this could not have been our man. We had to convince the district leader to reconsider.
Did they agree with you?
Kiebitz did, but Schickert, on the other hand, he wouldn't even consider it.
Oh, damn. That bastard, huh?
The man was a maniac, usually harmless, obsessed as he was with hierarchy. But at that point he had this fanatical look on his face.
What did he say to you?
That he would report me to the Gestapo. Now, you know what that would mean, but that didn't matter. I knew Mr. Schwarz. I knew he would understand.
Okay. Is that it? Oh, we're leaving, yeah, the cell.
I ordered Schickert to stay put and left the cell, looking for the district leader. I was certain I could convince him this time.
Did you succeed?
I didn't get the chance. I was halfway through the hallway when I heard it. A gunshot. Schickert had gone through with the execution.
We got two options. So yeah, what makes him so sure he wasn't in the room actually? Let's go with that maybe. What makes you so sure?
How do you know? I thought you had left the room.
Right. But it must have been him. He was so persistent about following the order.
So he doesn't know actually that. And now I can investigate some stuff, huh? Research opportunities. After the interrogation, you can explore and investigate your surroundings. Okay, sure, let's do that. Oh wow, what's that?
How long were the prisoners usually kept there?
Can't say. It depended on the case. However long it took for justice to be served.
Justice to be served, huh? What else? Well, this chair? Stool?
What weapons did the people present have? Standard issue equipment?
Not at that point in the war. We used whatever was still left. If we could get our hand on a gun or a rifle, somebody got it.
And a bed?
The place was a brewery. Did you prepare the cells for the prisoners?
Not personally, but yes, a few rooms were modified adequately.
Wait, that's the bullet, right? Yeah. Oh, there's a bucket here. Didn't even see it.
And what does adequately mean?
It's been a while, miss. And I can't say it was something that occupied me. They were for criminal.
Oh, sorry, I skipped that. But is that a bullet
Do you
hole?
know what weapon Mr. Schickert used?
I didn't see it, so no. The one he was issued, I suppose. What does it even matter?
I know what weapon was used to kill the man. I just need to know who had it.
Wait, how does she know what weapon was used to kill that guy? I don't even know. And I'm controlling her. What the heck? What's that?
A brewery cellar seems
Yeah.
a weird place for a district office. How did you have enough power for it to function?
Often we didn't. All those Allied bombs made sure of that when they leveled the city. We had to rely on our backup generator. That and oil lamps.
Okay. So, these oil lamps.
We had these oil lamps everywhere. In the bathroom, in the living room, in the kitchen.
What's this? Oh, a generator.
They must have had petrol to run the generator. Or to destroy evidence.
Can I investigate these? No. So did like something appear here? Oh yeah. Like lamps that appear here. They previously were not here. Wait, sorry. It's too bright in my room. Coming light through the window. So what's that? Radio?
Did you have any contact with the surrounding local groups?
Of course. We had an older model radio station connecting us with the rest of Bavaria. Or what was left of it at that point in the war. Mostly other groups around Munich.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's continue, I guess, moving onwards. Oh, what's that?
They seemed to scream forever. And you could still hear the bombs falling.
Understood. The warning signal. Oh, that's interesting.
Did the group members drink on duty?
It was clearly forbidden. We did our best to enforce this rule even in those days. But most likely they still did. Just learned to hide it well.
Oh, what's that? Mocking,
What
huh?
happened if you or Mr. Schwarz caught any of the group members drinking?
Usually I took pride in running a tight ship. You smell of alcohol while on duty? Dismissed. But at that point, they got away with just a slap on the wrists. We needed all the hands we could get, drunk or not. And with the Yankees on the streets, we all heard the bottles calling.
If they were dismissed for drinking, what would be the punishment for disobeying an order?
Execution?
Was the victim your only prisoner at the time?
It's been almost 15 years, for God's sake, woman.
11.
You can't honestly expect me to remember details like that.
But maybe you do.
Did many prisoners share the victim's fate?
If they deserved it.
Understood. What's that? The exit? Ah,
You're
office.
missing something.
Oh, what's that?
Spending entire days in a damn cellar. They must have been bored and tried to pass the time.
Yeah, I guess so.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We were Schwarz hands, so to speak. While most local groups were responsible for a section of the city, we were assigned directly to the district office.
What's that? Tools?
When did you move
boxes.
to the cellar?
2 months back, mid-February, after those pigs burned Dresden.
Understood. Yeah, we definitely don't want to leave yet. But maybe let's just, for the sake of knowing, return to the initial room. But yeah, nothing new did appear here. Okay, then let's go into this Schwarz office then, I guess. Yeah.
Describe the office of Mr. Schwarz to me.
It was sufficient. At the end of the day, it was just an abandoned cellar. It was the one room with which we did the most, let's say, renovation. For a man of Schwarz station, it was nothing more than an, again, sufficient office.
Yeah, and of course the sports rate has to be here, huh? Uh-huh. A printer?
So, District Leader Schwarz wasn't further involved
Well, not
with the
printer.
execution?
Why should he be? There were more important issues that needed his attention. His responsibility was to make the decision and give the order.
There was no execution order in the files I got. If it exists, I should check if I can get my hands on it.
What's that?
You said you had mentioned your doubts to Mr. Schwarz.
I did. I tried to convince him to reconsider. Unfortunately, he remained unbudging.
Do you remember how long the two of you talked?
Well, now that's... well, can't say. It must have been a while. Quite a while. I did try my best. Unfortunately, once again, it wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay, this one?
What were Mr. Schwarz's responsibilities?
He was the district leader, the highest authority in the city. The question should be, what weren't his responsibilities? Everyone in Munich answered to him.
I should consider the chain of command.
I'm going through this, okay.
What can you tell me about working for Mr. Schwarz?
It was a true honor. Comrade Schwarz was an exemplary German and a magnificent leader. I have him to thank for my work ethic. I learned much from his example. We all did.
What about you? What was your role in the district?
As a group leader, I made sure Mr. Schwarz and the party's will were enforced in the city. He needed somebody he could trust, someone who would see to it that order was maintained. That was me.
And the other two?
What can you tell me about Mr. Kiebitz?
Exemplary subordinate. Loyal. One of the few people among that band of ingrates I knew I could rely on. Unfortunately, Schwarz knew that as well. Kiebitz might have been a member of my local group, but he mostly worked directly for the district leader.
And this guy?
Can you tell me more about Karl Schickert?
A damned idealist. He wouldn't shut up about duty and Prussian values. Still, I can't say anything bad about his work. Always diligent, hardworking, and unbearable perfectionist.
Oh, so that's kinda it. We're finished with the memory and I guess we can leave then, right?
So, just to confirm, Mr. Schickert shot while you were not in the room any longer?
That is correct. And that is all I know.
Thank you for your cooperation, Mr. Faltmann.
I take back what I said in the beginning, Miss Katz. Perhaps it is right to reopen this case after all. Have a good evening, miss.
Thank you.
I should update Mr. Bauer.
Bauer's room is here, that I remember, yeah.
I wouldn't bother.
Why? Let's ask.
Did you see Mr. Bauer?
I wish I did. He got a call and had to leave. Urgently. Let me tell you, he was in quite the rush. Murmuring something about Argentina, of all places.
Guess I won't be updating him today.
Okay, thanks. Let's ask for some documents, maybe?
I need some additional files.
Execution order.
According to the suspects, the shooting was ordered by the deceased Mr. Schwarz. But I saw no copy of such an order in the original case's files.
That's weird. I'll look into it right away. Anything else?
Yeah, sure, let's ask
Is there any chance
everything.
Some files
We
regarding
can.
the group members' responsibilities remain? Mr. Kiebitz specifically. I want to know if he at any point worked directly for the district leader.
I'll see what I can do.
And local group
I
equipment.
need information on the equipment used by the local group. Weapons mainly. As bureaucratic as the NSDAP was, they must have kept some sort of record.
On it. Anything else?
I guess that's it. Update on personal files, let's ask
Any
that.
updates on the suspect's personnel files?
I've made the request, but no news since then. Berlin's as silent as always.
Invite a witness.
I need you to invite a potential witness.
Of course. Who should I reach out to?
Kiebitz, I guess?
Please invite Mr. Kiebitz next.
We'll reach out immediately. Oh, and did you have the chance to talk to Mr. Wohlmuth yet? He found the blueprint of the old brewery that you might find useful. It's where the district office was located at the time of Mr. Naumann's arrest.
Okay, didn't know that, thanks.
Thank you, Paula. That will be all for now.
Now this one was sure full of himself.
So, what are we doing? Talk to Mr. Wohlmuth? Wohlmuth? No. Hi,
You
kitty.
know, you really remind me of Kati.
Kati?
We had her when I was younger. Looked just like her. Wasn't nearly as friendly, though. No, she wasn't.
Is she talking about the archives?
What a mess.
But I was here previously already, right? Oh, yeah, I was. Oh, okay. Didn't know that I can see stuff like that even. Okay, interesting. Yeah, but I guess there's no need for me to inspect all of this.
How long has it been here? Ugh, does anybody ever clean around here?
That's a good question.
It's really freezing in here, and the heater does not seem to be running. Need to remember to bring an extra sweater as soon as I have any work done here.
Okay, but I guess I don't need to do anything here right now, so we can just leave this place for now. Prosecutor, yeah, that's us. Ah, that's where this Wohlmuth is.
Est, Miss Katz. Welcome.
Let's say well saved.
A quick save, Mr. Wohlmuth. You're getting better. A few more weeks and you just might get it right straight away.
I sure would hope so. Actually, before you start, would you mind if for a change I ask you a question?
Let's say depends on the question.
That would depend on the question.
Am I wrong, or have you and our resident pessimist met before? I mean Simon, or Mr. Peters, if you prefer.
Well, yeah, let's answer this, why not?
We do know each other. Not closely, but enough. We study together.
I didn't know. Didn't expect him here, let's go with
I
that.
didn't really expect to see him for a while after that, to be honest. Especially not here. Not someone who'd take a job like this. Or so I thought.
I don't know, do I have to go
We
through
didn't really
each
get on
option?
well, though. We did even worse than here. So that's saying something. So yes, we've met before.
Was he always this much of an ass?
Yep.
He actually got better, if you'd believe it.
No.
Really, he was much worse.
I don't care about that, but okay, sure.
So, what about you?
Me?
What do you make of him?
Oh, he's a nasty piece of work. Unpleasant to be around. He makes everyone around him miserable.
Oh,
But he's a capable prosecutor. Very capable indeed. I'm glad he's on our side. Anyways, is there something else I can help you with?
Blueprint, right?
Paula
Yeah.
told me you have something for me. Some sort of blueprint?
Right. Let me just see, where did I put it? What a mess. I've been just buried in all of these papers since morning. Alt-Oettinger Straße 35. There we go. As we can hardly access the original crime scenes, blueprints like this ones are our second best thing. They are what you will be using in court to reconstruct your case.
Thank you.
It's not a problem at all. We need to have each other's backs here. So, who do you think did it?
I'm sorry?
The old man. Who shot him?
Okay. Yes. I and Mr. Schwartz stepped into the hallway where Schickert and Kiebitz were waiting. District leader Schwartz gave the order to execute the Insurgent. Build your theory. The blueprint shows the crime scene and the people involved. Your goal is to build your own theory of the course of the crime by arranging the actors for each step. The crime is divided into 5 steps. Each step is connected with a question that you answer by reconstructing it on the blueprint. To answer Christoph's question, jump to step 5. The last step is to find out who pulled that trigger. Choose a figure and assign the action to determine the shooter. Wait. Alfred Faltmann. He said he was in the hallway. Newman. Schwartz. Wait, who is the Schickert? Mr. Schickert shot the victim. Move to cell. Shot. Wait, they were both there, right? Schickert shot the victim, so it should be Schickert. I left to convince the district leader of the suspect's innocence. Walking down the hallway, I heard gunshots. Mr. Schickert shot the victim. Kiebitz confirmed it. Here you can read what your witness has stated. As soon as you have questioned more suspects, their statements will appear here. You will find a blueprint in your office from now on. Continue to close the tutorial.
I think it could have been Schickert.
And is that what your witness told you?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Just remember, you can't always trust what they say. People lie, misremember, make honest mistakes, even more so when they're potential suspects. Our role isn't to retell the testimonies in court, but to build theories of what actually happened, which might be different from what any witness tells you. But here I go, babbling away again. Sorry. Shouldn't keep you any longer. Hope you find the blueprint useful.
Thanks.
Don't worry. I'd say this talk was quite informative. Thank you.
Anytime. Don't be a stranger now.
There's nothing left for me to do. I should call it a day.
Oh, okay. That's it. Sure. Let's call it a day. And go home. I expected some more movement basically during this day, but not really. Oh, well, that's nice, huh? A different roof. Check inbox, so it's up.
Her first case.
Still, functioning free press is simply crucial to the...
Wait, shh, I think she's coming up.
Hi, speaking about me.
Have you seen the news yet?
No.
So, what were you saying about these news?
Oh, there's an article in today's Blatt. Have you seen it?
Blatt?
That tabloid?
That might still be too nice a word for them. A filthy rag slandering you with lies, Miss Katz.
Let's see. I see.
Right.
Good. Yes, that's exactly the reaction. No reaction. They aren't worth worrying about. Don't even give it a second thought, Miss Katz. It's lies. All of it.
I'm sure it's nothing. It must mean I'm doing something right. Yeah, it must mean that I'm doing something right.
If they're angry, it means we're on the right track.
That's the spirit.
Okay, but now I do want to check it, so sure, let's do... there's no newspaper here this time. Okay, so my inbox, do I check in with her? What do I do? Oh yeah, the inbox is here, usually in the table. Second suspect will arrive soon. Update Mr. Bauer with the latest conclusions after the second interrogation. I don't know how it's possible that a previous prosecution overlooked this, found Schwartz's order, and turns out even it referred specifically to Jan Newman in the name of the German people. Yes, unemployed, arrested, currently in a district for his involvement in treasonous activity. Grounds prisoner was recognized as perpetrator. Prisoner is to be immediately executed as traitor to the German nation. Was recognized as the perpetrator of an organized operation deliberately aimed at weakening the people's resistance against invading forces. Schwartz. Well, yeah, he did sign it. Okay. We received some files that should have contained information on Mr. Kiebitz you asked for. Sadly, they were badly burned during the bombing. I hope they can still be of use. Yeah, I'm not sure, but okay. Local group leader, I guess that's what it is. Yeah, okay. And one more. You were right about the NCDAP bureaucracy. They kept track of everything. I pulled a list of weapons that were issued to our group members around the time of the crime. Okay, clear. New documents available. Prosecutorial misconduct. So they're writing about me. Okay, not interesting. So what now? How do we I guess... okay, never mind answering this.
Yes, Paula?
The witness you asked me to contact, Hermann Kiebitz, just arrived.
Thank you. I'll be joining you in a minute.
Okay, sure, so let's go in and join him. So he should be here, right? Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Esther Katz.
A pleasure, miss. Could you tell me how long I have to wait for the prosecutor?
Mr. Kiebitz, I'm the prosecutor here.
Oh, modern times, I guess. How long will this take?
Let's just say it won't be long.
Won't be too long.
Good. So, let's get this over with.
This is about the arrest of Hans Naumann in Munich on April 28, 1945. According to a witness, 2 men picked up Mr. Naumann from his apartment. Were you one of them?
You're pretty, you know that?
Mr. Kiebitz,
Okay.
were you one of those men?
No, I wasn't. We drove to the house. Then our group leader and Mr. Schickert got out of the car to arrest the man. Then they tossed the old man into the car and headed to the district office.
Please describe the situation.
District leader Schwarz came out and gave the command.
What command? What did he say?
He ordered us to execute the man. Then he left. I felt uneasy. This wasn't right.
Okay, so we again do have the same location. Nice, I didn't expect that.
How many people were in your local group?
Around 10, but we were never all present at the same time due to shifts and different responsibilities. 11, 12. No, we were down to 11 then. The Gestapo took Ludolf back in January.
So the Gestapo threat wasn't something new.
What's that? Oh, boxes, yeah.
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of a big air raid. We wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer then.
Okay, so far everything matches, I think, with what I got previously in, right? Yeah, I think so.
What were your local group's responsibilities in the very last days of the war?
We were responsible for all concerns and for many households within Munich. Above all, we tried to eliminate insurgencies.
Okay, can I go inside here? Mm-hmm. There are papers here.
Did Mr. Schwarz even get to see the victim Hans Naumann?
Not entirely sure. He was in his office when we brought the perpetrator,
The victim.
the victim, into a cell.
If Schwarz didn't see the victim, did he know they had the wrong man? What did he know?
That's a good question, huh?
For how long did Mr. Faltmann talk to Mr. Schwarz?
Miss, it was over 10 years ago. I don't remember. Couldn't have been too long, as Mr. Schickert didn't have enough time to really get on my nerves.
Okay, and we're going through this again, huh?
How was your relationship to Mr. Schwarz?
He treated me fairly and friendly. I learned a lot from him.
That does match what
How was working under Mr.
Waltman
Faltmann?
said.
Great. He was a good leader and a better man. It was a pleasure to work with him. Even though some people might have disagreed, we had our share of malcontents in the group. But he knew how to deal with them effectively.
Interesting. I should ask Paula if she can find any information about this.
And this is him, right?
What
Yeah.
were your responsibilities in your local group?
Most of the time I accompanied District Leader Schwarz and drove him when he needed a driver. He knew how to convey power and discipline.
And your
How
colleague?
did you and Mr. Schickert get along?
He and I didn't have much to do with each other. We were just part of the same local group. He was no feast for the eyes, a cranky guy, strange. Always strict with his work, but annoying from time to time. He was obsessed with Prussian virtues.
Okay. That's it, I think, for this room. Yeah, we can leave it and... Oh, we can interact with this.
Were there any other prisoners
well.
at that time?
Obviously, yes. We had to put the traitors somewhere. We adapted part of the storage rooms as cells.
And executions?
Were summary executions common?
In those days, yes.
Okay, at least he did give an answer on this. So that's it. We can proceed to this
We
memory.
followed group leader Faltmann to the cell. There was tension.
Okay, okay. Are we interacting with this then?
I can still hear the sirens in my head. They seem to last forever. But it may just have been a minute full of despair. If you survived it.
Okay, this one
Was your
again.
local group in contact with other local groups?
Just in Bavaria, there were 28 local groups. We were in constant contact with them.
Clear. That's it, I guess. So yeah, let's proceed to the
We
next
all
memory.
entered the cell.
I'm interacting, sorry.
What was Mr. Faltmann doing?
Group leader Faltmann seemed to hesitate. He shared my concerns about killing the old sod. He told us to wait.
Okay, okay. That does match, I think, what previously was said by him himself.
How did you ensure the energy supply?
The district struggled to produce enough energy. There were frequent power failures. For emergency, we had a generator. If worst came to worst, we used oil lamps.
Okay, yeah, that does match up. And let's go into the cell.
Yet Schickert insisted. He referred to that new order about dealing with insurgents. He was such a stickler for the rules. He could be really annoying about these things.
What did he say?
He yelled he would report us to the Gestapo. Faced with this open threat of being denounced, we did not dare to act. The tension was strong. Group leader Faltmann ordered us to wait once more, but Schickert drew his gun and shot him.
Bastard.
Were the compartments prepared to host prisoners?
Kind of. We adjusted them so our prisoner could stay there for interrogations and not get out.
Okay.
For how long were the prisoners held in these cells?
Mostly around a week.
Being locked in a cell like this, not knowing what would happen next.
Okay,
This
yeah.
must have been so hard.
I did find everything I needed. Tried, yeah, all of the additional information. Let's leave.
So what you are saying is, Schickert shot the old man against Mr. Faltmann's order?
Exactly.
That's horrible.
These are brutal events you're getting to hear here. Are you sure you're up for it? Honestly, no one would think this is a job for a woman. What do you have to prove? I will file a formal complaint.
What? What the heck? A complaint for what?
What would you like to complain about?
About talking to you instead of a real prosecutor.
I see. Well, if you think that's necessary, go ahead. Thank you for your time, Mr. Kiebitz.
Goodbye, Miss Kiebitz.
What the heck, bro?
Interesting. The suspects seem to agree on many aspects, but not all. I should see if I can make some sense of this on the blueprint and get this meeting with Peters over with.
Okay, are we...
Katz, there was a call for you. Actually, it was multiple calls.
Okay,
Yes, Mama?
with
It's your
whom?
mother.
Is everything alright?
Something happened? Is something wrong?
Oh no, everyone is doing fine. More than that, splendid.
Right.
She just wanted to talk to her daughter, very urgently.
Okay, she probably did saw the newspaper as well, so... Okay, let's give her a call, I
Who do
guess.
I want to call?
Parents.
Katz.
Mom, what happened? You've been calling non-stop.
Essie, are you alright? We've been so worried.
Oh, I have to choose. Why?
Where is this coming from, Mom?
The tabloid, of course. Didn't you read what that hack wrote about you?
Let's say I'm fine, because I am.
Fine, Mom. Really.
But,
I mean it, Mom.
well, all right, if you're sure. You poor thing. I just hope no one else figured out it was all about you. Oh, how embarrassing that would be.
What the heck? Let's go, I don't care.
Oh, yes, truly. There is nothing in the world that could be worse, Mother.
Oh, haha, very funny, Essie. Yes, mock your poor mother all you want. People are confused enough about the origin of your father's name as is. Now, with that article, I'm just afraid of what other people might think of our family.
I see.
But enough of that. Let's focus on the now. I have wonderful news, Essie.
What? You can't just...
I just invited the Müllers for coffee this Saturday.
The
We
Müllers?
were just talking about me destroying our family. And now you want to tell me all about the Müllers?
Oh, don't be like that. You have to come. I'm dying to show off my smart daughter.
Who are the Müllers? Do I even know them?
I don't think you have met them yet. They just moved into the piano floor of the house opposite.
Wait, did the Webers move out?
No, the other house. The Langs.
Okay, I'm going into the memory here as well.
The Langs, right? Thomas Langs. He used to work at the bank.
Okay, wow, interesting. Didn't expect that.
You used to play with their daughter. Black hair, a ponytail, always got her dress dirty. I just can't remember her name.
I really don't know who you're talking
Damn, I
about.
was in the seat
Anyway,
myself,
I
huh?
can't this weekend.
Oh, what a pity. The Müllers are really nice people. And they have this good-looking son.
Mom!
All right, just mentioning it. No ulterior motives. Another weekend then. Are you free the week after?
I need to get back to work now, Mom.
A shame. Get back to me soon, will you?
Sure. Bye, Mom.
Goodbye, Esther.
Okay, so we did speak with her. Are we checking the case file? What are we doing now? Update Mr. Bauer. Ah, yeah, we had to do that. Okay, let's try to do that.
Miss Katz, I take it your sparring with Mr. Peters went well?
He was very collegial.
Yes, I've heard the two of you don't see eye to eye. I'm glad to see it hasn't proved to be an issue. Now, how's your work progressing?
I've interrogated 2 of our suspects. Both claim it was the 3rd suspect, Mr. Schickert, who shot the victim. In fact, they agree on all points.
I think it's too perfect. Because, well, they said, well, the other guy did say that the first one I questioned, Faltmann, what was his last name? He said that he could have trusted this guy, so I don't know.
It all feels too perfect. Not a single difference in their accounts after all this time? And were we to believe them, it would leave them guiltless. I think they're lying.
That's always a possibility. But keep in mind, sometimes the simplest solution can be the right one. Very well, considering the nature of this investigation, I'd say it's still proceeding apace. 1 suspect left. Hopefully, he will be able to clarify some of our doubts, either him or the files, which would leave us with 1 final issue. Court, once you've heard the final testimony, you need to prepare to present your case. That means reconstructing the course of the crime and finding proof that would back it. As mentioned, Mr. Peters will help you out. Teach you how to present your findings, prove your claims. It will help you to familiarize yourself with the ins and outs of court. We cannot afford to fail at court, and preparation is the key to success. That's why I urge you to start with your training right away and build your theory. Once you hear from all witnesses, we need to move to court quickly. I hope it's all clear.
Of course.
Of course.
Oh, she said the same thing. Okay. So do I go and speak with Peter then now? Reconstruct the crime scene. No, I guess we're going into here then. Case file. Suspect transcript. Yeah, well, I do have both of them. Alt case. Does the alt case do matter to me? I guess it sells the main information to me. Background. Yes, I do, I guess, need them. So, let's go select this guy as number 2. This one as 3. So, AF. AF had what kind of uniform? Wait, he does not. I'm not sure. Well, this kind of hat. And yeah, let's check. Well, the hats are not shown that well here. I thought they will be shown from the front. Whoops, case files. Okay, he had... Oh my, I'll just take a picture, I don't know, and then compare what I see here. What's next in here? Okay. So, Faltmann, this is the first one. Wait, what was the second one? H key. So H key is a Hermann, and Schickert Karl is the third one, right? That's how I did it. Why? Wait, why is there a plus? Schwarz Herbert. Wait, can I remove this 3 for now? Key C, well, yeah, that's him. And if I go here... 5186332 6332. This is the third one. Then 9877. 9877 is the second one. And what did our first guy have? 3482. So this one. Okay. What about here? What can we see? 332. Wait, was it 6332? 6332, yes. Military train, so that's the third one. Then group leader, first one. And the second one, 9877. This one. Driver for the district. Yeah. Okay, so I do have this prepared, I guess, in advance. In the name of German people. Yeah, that's the execution. But there's nothing interesting here. Okay. Transcripts. Yeah, I do have them, I guess. But I don't really need them, I guess, for now. Testimonies. Okay, clear. So, but where do I reconstruct the case? Do I go, I don't know, here somewhere? I guess I have to speak with her.
That was quite an interesting development. Somebody sure is lying. But who? Can't say I envy your job right now, Miss Cutts.
Wait, you were listening?
How can I help you?
I want to invite a suspect.
I need you to invite a witness.
Of course. Who should I...
Karl.
Just one man left. Karl Schickert.
Will do, Miss Cutts.
Great, then I need documents.
I need some additional files.
Information on Mr. Faltmann,
One
yeah?
of the suspects mentioned something interesting about Mr. Faltmann. Could you check if there was anything strange happening with his subordinates? Threats, blackmail, anything?
Of course. I'll start looking.
Great, then files.
There's a chance that Mr. Schwarz did not see the victim himself. If that's the case, my question is, what did he see? What did he know when he ordered the execution? I'm going to need whatever files would have been on his desk on that day. All that he could know about the victim. Arrest report, personal file, records, intake forms, whatever there is.
That's quite a wide net. I'm on it, of course. Anything else?
And update on the personal
Are there any
files?
updates about the
I suspect I already sound like a broken record to the Berlin Document Center. Sadly, no news yet, but I will keep you on track once I hear something.
Okay, good.
Paula, that will be all for now.
Here if you need.
Good to know. So what do I do? Reconstruct the crime. But yeah, where do I do that? Case files, notebook, dialogue. Nope. Do I go to not conference room? The Peters? Wait, I never was in the kitchen actually. I would want to see.
Anybody saw me?
Paula?
Because of course people have nothing better to do than spy on me in the court archives.
Behind.
He's driving me insane.
Let's say just hello.
Hello there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Katz.
I tried to warn you.
Zip it, Christoph.
Let's say you were saying.
What were you talking about?
Mr. Peters, and how much of a bother he can be. Which I'm sure you know better than anyone.
Shush.
Don't know if you've noticed, but he's been getting really paranoid lately. Convinced there's spies everywhere.
Seriously?
What? You've said so yourself. And I doubt it's news to Miss Katz.
Let's ask about the paranoia.
Notice him acting a bit weird. What do you know?
Yes, well, he asked me for some files, which is normal. But then he started asking if anybody was following me when I got them. And he was sure somebody had to. Wouldn't be convinced otherwise. Called me incompetent and blind when I said no.
It's not the first time he behaved like that.
It's the first time with me. He's always been weird about his work, but not like this. Whatever that new case for Mr. Bauer is, it isn't doing him any good.
Do this often?
So, these talks, you do them often?
Oh yes, they are our Whining Wednesdays.
Christoph!
A wonderful tradition, don't you think?
So, taking a break?
A short one. It just became much more entertaining.
I'm so sorry. I didn't realize you've come in. I'm sorry you had to hear all that. I shouldn't have said any of it. I keep losing my temper with that man.
She means Mr. Peters.
Yeah, I already do know that. So, I don't know. I guess that's it. I'll end the discussion here.
I'll just let you get back to it.
So, I see that usually I just have to go from the, well, front to the bottom to when doing these discussions. Well, I mean from the top to the bottom, because otherwise it doesn't work that well. Wait, what's that? Newspaper. Okay. Okay, so let's go to Simon's, Peters, or whatever. Peters.
Fuck! Jesus, Katz. I don't have time for our little trial yet. If that's why you're here. Go, sort out your...
Let's questions about a
I
person.
have some questions
About whom?
About Mr. Bauer.
about Mr. Bauer.
Mr. Bauer is a good man. Very
Okay, about you.
You want to talk about me?
I thought we had agreed.
Right.
But let's just do another question and that's it. And let's leave. Okay, so then, I don't know. We do have to do this reconstruction. Ah, it's available here. Damn, okay. Schickert carried out the order. Okay, so what happened here? Oh, I can even play. Gives orders. Ah. I stepped into the hallway where Schickert and Kiebitz. Yes, we're waiting. District Leader Schwartz gave the order to execute the insurgent. Schwartz gives order. Stepped into the hallway, gave the order of execution. Gives order. Yes. Mr. Kiebitz and me walked to the cellar compartment. Kiebitz. Cell. Faltmann. Where the suspect was held captive. The district leader left. I guess to the office. Mr. Faltmann ordered Mr. Schickert and me to follow him. Okay. Into the Carmen where was being held captive. I saw Mr. Newman banned by age and refused to follow the order. Mr. Faltmann saw the victim and refused to order go through. So I have to say denies the order. Wait, defies the order. Yes, then second one. Fourth one. In a response to my rebuttal, Mr. Schickert insisted on the punishment of treason and threatened to call Mr. Costapo. Mr. Schickert threatens. Let's do that. And that should be it, right? Let's play. Give us orders. Yes. Wow, that's made nicely. So what do they do there? Defies order. Yes. Threatens. Faltmann leaves. And executes. Yep, that's what happened, right? So, that's it. Reconstruct the crime. I did! Oh. A phone call. Okay. Oh.
Oh, good you're here. Mr. Peters asks me every 5 minutes where you are and when you're coming. Not only Peters' patience is growing thin.
Is everything okay?
I don't want to sound unprofessional, but working with him is a pain at times. Why does he always have to be so rude?
I don't know what his problem is, but I have little hope that it will ever get better.
Well, I hope you're wrong.
Okay, so I have to go and speak to him. That's what I tried to do previously, but okay. Sure. Hi, Peters, again.
Honorable Miss Cutts, would you be ready then?
I think so. How are we going to do that?
I will act as defense and court, and you will do your part.
Let's ask if he read the files.
But have you studied the case well enough to actually help me here?
Yes, I did. Some people have to take their work seriously, you know. Anyway, you present your prosecution, support your conclusions with evidence, and win the case. And I'm trying to stop you from doing just that. Should be a piece of cake. For one of us, at least.
Okay, presenting your theory. Start presenting your theory to the court by pressing play on the blueprint. Okay, let's do the
His
play.
execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Normann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Objection. According to the witness statement, it was Mr. Schickert who gave the order. Can you support your claims with meaningful evidence?
Certainly, Mr. Chairman. If you would take a look at this.
Oh, okay, so I have to decide which document to use. Prove that Mr. Schwarz gave the execution order. The execution order was carried out, yes. Okay, let's read each one of these, I guess. But this is just a police report. Identified the autopsy revealed that killed by a 7.65 millimeter, okay, running caliber gunshot to the forehead at close range. No other injuries were found. Yes, there's no Schwarz mentioned here. Proceedings due to ordered by district leader was carried out according to the law. That could work, but what about this one? What's this? Has revealed that he fell victim to a violent crime. We were able to identify 4 possible victims. Closed. Yeah, so it should be this document then. Let's submit
This
it.
document clearly states that it was Mr. Schwarz who gave the order.
Not bad, Cuts, but not great either. If that's all the prosecution can come up with, the case is as good as lost.
Why?
Knowing the right answers is often not enough to win your case. You also need to form the right conclusions. Conclusions the court is willing to follow, because they are plausible, and because you can back them up with evidence. A valid conclusion is always based on several clues. The one clue we are very certain is true is that Schwarz gave the command. So your conclusion should be based on that. Open your case file and give it a go.
What do you mean? For each question, you can create a single conclusion. Click on the first conclusion to create it. Who ordered the execution? So, select documents, find the first clue. Who ordered the execution? The former prosecutor mentioned it in a distinction report added as your first clue. Oh, damn. So this one. Submit. Add 2 more. Find 2 more clues proving that the district leader gave the execution order. If you get stuck, you can see the help button to get hints. Okay, I didn't expect that. So we have this already. Damn, I have to go through each file then. Local group immediately send to arrest and interrogate the suspect. Wait, I could just go to the transcripts, right? Testimony here, this one. Yeah, stepped in. Understanding the district leader gave yes. And then I could go on again to the transcript. Oh, not this one, definitely. But this one. And Mr. Schwarz gave the order for execution. Let's admit this as well and combine. This should be good, right? Yeah.
Like this.
Prepare conclusions. Great. After completing the conclusion, it will be shown as the conclusions prepared in the conclusion menu. Please keep in mind that this does not confirm the conclusion's
I
correctness.
think I got it.
Okay.
Shoot.
We have several consistent statements that Schwarz gave the order to shoot. There are no discrepancies in the testimonies. It says so in the files, and Mr. Schwarz stated it himself in 1947. Therefore, I conclude the order to shoot Hans Naumann came from District Leader Herbert Schwarz.
Congratulations. Well done, Katz. If you argue just as coherently in court, this might go better than I expected. However, it was not particularly difficult, and it will probably not be that easy again. Still, well done.
Thank you, Peters.
Enough practice. Your case is waiting. Keep up the good work.
What now?
You can't finish your theory before hearing that last witness, so you could go home. Personally, I like to be prepared, so I tried to see if I can find more conclusions. But I was always willing to go that extra mile. You do you.
Peters?
Cuts?
There's
Okay,
nothing
what
left
a
for me to
bastard.
do. I should call it a day.
Okay, but he said I could go and do more conclusions. Do I do this here? Sure, we can try to do that. We went to the cell where Mr. Newman was being held captive. So we can again use the transcripts, right? Wait, yeah, starting with this one. Mr. Faltmann ordered and me to follow him into the cell, submit. Then another one. Transcripts. This one. Walked into the cellar compartment, yes. And I need something more to back this up. Background, no. Here. We hereby officially turn the case over to prosecutor's office. This might be more difficult. Protocol conversation. Asked what, okay, please tell me what happened on the 28th. And then gave his report from the rest so that I could issue. I went together out in the hallway with the crime officer. I always gave the same order, the order to execute. And I told my driver to come with me to my office. The order went to the prisoner to carry out my orders. Your driver, there was already unrest in the country because of the Americans. There was already a polite knock at the door, and group leader Faltmann reported that to me that the insurgent has been successfully executed. He told me they got a traitor and gave his report from the arrest so that I could issue the official documents. I went together out in the hallway with crimes of the severity. I always gave the same order. I then told to come with me to my office. The others went to the prisoner to carry out my order as requested. And what I'm doing, we went to the cell. Okay, so But I don't have all the pieces then, because this says stuff a little bit differently than here. Damn. I wasn't expecting that. Okay. In the name of German people arrested... yeah, nothing interesting here. Background... was carried out highly. The execution order by the district was carried out according to the law and the official orders. Blah, 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 blah. Legal basis, not interesting. Official order. Yeah, no. But I think it will be this one then. But yeah, let's not combine these conclusions yet, and let's maybe finish the day and we'll do this tomorrow, because I think I'm lacking evidence actually, well, at least from the last conversation. Let's go to the last conversation then. Well, interrogation of the suspect, that's what I mean. Yeah, the last suspect, great. The last suspect, yes. No news, good, so we're going upwards.
Good morning, Miss Katz.
Morning.
Oh, and there was a letter for you. I left it on your desk.
Okay, thanks. So let's read the letter. Last suspect will arrive soon. Mr. Peters wants to talk to you. The document from Berlin should be arriving later today. If you need any others, I might still be able to pull a few strings and get them by the end of the day. Okay, I found a letter about Mr. Faltmann concerning one of his subordinates and the Gestapo. Concerning the incident with the base manager L.S. Stieg, the suspect was arrested by Gestapo on 5th January 41. All ranks that Lee Stieg held in the local group are revoked from him. L.S. Stieg is not allowed to join a party and is serving a prison sentence. The base manager's arrest was made possible thanks to the righteous denunciation by his direct superior, whose loyalty to the Reich and its people should be commended. Adding it to the case. That's something interesting. There is a detention report matching your date and place. Just see for yourself. Nomen. Jan. Unemployed German. Okay, detention report. But there's no file number. Hungary invaded? Okay. So that's kinda it. I guess we're going here and... Wait, what I'm doing? Read a letter? Wait, I still didn't read it. Ah, here it is. Okay. Jewish pig, we know where you live. We know what you do. We're watching. Day and night, we see you. The German people have been true enough. Because of vermin like you should have burned with the rest of your kind, and instead of disappearing, hiding in the gutters where you belong, you once again attacked us. So hear us, you will burn. We will finish what we started, beginning with traitor trash like you. Great, amazing. Very nice indeed. So...
Mr. Schickert has just arrived. He's waiting in the conference room.
Let's ask if something was off.
Was there anything unusual about this letter? Did you notice anything off?
Off?
Was it brought in normally? Delivered personally? Or, I don't know, anything?
Can't say. It came with the post, like letters do. Is everything all right?
Yeah, let's say that it's a threat letter. It's, well, serious, I guess.
It was a
Could
threat
be.
letter.
A threat? The... Oh. Oh dear. I'm so sorry.
Well, it's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
Still, it's... I can't believe these people.
Part of the job, I guess, yeah.
I'd say I wasn't warned about this job. Professional risk, right?
Unfortunately. Still, if there is anything I can do, just say the word.
Yeah, sure, I don't think so. What will you be able to do? Yeah, let's go to the conference now.
Mr. Schickert, I didn't expect you yet.
Arriving on time means you're 15 minutes late.
Let's just say he's cooperative.
I'm glad you're so cooperative. Thank you for coming. My name is Esther Katz. I am the prosecutor in charge. I'll cut right to the chase. What happened on the 28th of April back in 45?
So, you're finally reopening the case, aren't you?
You seem excited. Yeah, he is.
You seem excited about this. What is it to you?
Let me put it this way. I still have a score to settle. It is time for some gentleman to answer for what happened back then.
Just to be clear, you are referring to?
Kiebitz and local group leader Faltmann.
So, your superior and your colleague. What had happened?
On that day, Faltmann, Kiebitz and I had captured an alleged insurgent. We had taken him to the district office and locked him in a cell. It was an old man.
Was his name Hans Naumann?
It's more than 10 years ago. I'm pretty certain that this was his name, yes.
Please describe the situation.
Shortly after, the two men came out. Pointing to the cells, the district leader gave the command.
What kind of command?
He ordered us to shoot the prisoner. The district leader returned to his office together with Mr. Kiebitz. Mr. Faltmann asked me to follow him. Together we walked down the corridor to the cell where the old man was kept.
Damn, okay, that's different. Oh.
What did Mr. Faltmann do?
The group leader raised his voice.
Do you remember his words?
He told me to shoot the prisoner.
And did you shoot the prisoner?
No, I did not. The man was clearly innocent.
Why?
How did you come to this conclusion?
He was accused of... what was it again? I remember someone and me thinking...
Just a second, I have that somewhere.
So, what was he accused of? We are going with that. Black Warden, saw a man climbing up the Reich flag, measures taken. Yeah, I think it should be this one, right? Communist insurgent who carried out highly treasonable actions in a wartime situation. Yeah, let's go with this.
According to this block warden's report, Mr. Naumann had torn down a Reich flag and beaten up the block warden.
Yes, that was it. Look, the man we had captured there. I'd have counted him lucky if he was able to get out of bed every morning. Besides, group leader Faltmann himself had said earlier that we had only taken him hostage. Him and Kiebitz had hoped that the perpetrator would turn himself in if they held the old man hostage.
Why did they assume that?
Because the perpetrator was the son of the old man. That's what they believed, at least.
So they had hoped the son would come to get his father released?
Exactly.
But you didn't think their plan would work?
Doesn't matter what I was thinking. You can't just go and take a fellow German hostage.
How did your superior take your refusal?
Not well. He yelled, and I argued.
Do you remember your words?
I told him that it made no sense and that we should refrain from doing that. Group leader Faltmann then threatened me. He said he'd report me to the Gestapo, that I would be severely punished, possibly killed.
But you still refused.
I did. I just couldn't do it.
Okay. But let's, I guess, inspect these things so that we would not require coming here again.
Did prisoners ever stay longer?
A couple of days maximum. They were here for interrogations.
Who prepared the cells for prisoners?
A few colleagues from the local group. It did not take much to set up. With a bucket and a mattress, it was done.
Just a bucket and that's it?
They were prisoners.
Yeah, okay, that's it. Yeah, if you're leaving...
I left the room. Outside the cell, I met Kiebitz, who was about to enter. A gun in his hand. Cocked. The next thing I hear is the shot.
I think he's telling the truth. Yeah. What about this?
How did you make sure you had enough electricity?
We had a generator for power outages and oil lamps.
Okay, are we inspecting something here? A bullet hole? Something? No. Clear. Then we're leaving this place. Radio?
Was your local group in contact with other local groups?
We were in permanent contact with all the other Bavarian groups.
Okay, that does match. We are not asking about the other prisoners. Oh, this one?
I can
Again?
still hear the air raid siren in my head. I remember Mom waking me up. Pack your things, get into the basement.
Okay. Oh, we're asking about
How
this.
did the members of your group spend their free time?
They went drinking together. Not me though. I don't drink. I prefer being home early and getting a healthy sleep.
Okay, good choice.
Were there any other prisoners at that time?
No, the old man was the only one that day.
Was it common for prisoners to be executed?
No, we were a local group, not the SS.
Oh, so it contradicts completely what the other guys did say. Okay. Cards?
Spending entire days in the damn cellar. He must have been bored and tried to pass the time.
What's this?
Why did you relocate the office?
Because of the big air raid, we wanted to be underground. We hoped that we would be safer there.
Can you tell me more about your local group?
We mainly wrote reports and helped in the district where help was needed.
Oh, that's it. Okay. Yeah, let's go here then. Asking about this.
For how long did Mr. Faltmann talk to Mr. Schwarz?
It was just a short meeting, maybe for a couple of minutes.
And what's that?
Were your group's actions documented?
Certainly, but that wasn't my task. District Leader Schwarz took care of it. But most of those files were destroyed, unfortunately.
If somebody did stay with Schwarz, it could have been documented somewhere.
Okay. But we're going through these ones now, right?
How was working under District Leader Schwarz?
He was a strict man with defined values. Easy to work under because he was so organized and knew the strengths and weaknesses of each member.
Okay.
How was working with Mr. Faltmann?
A power-hungry bully who kisses his boss's butts and belittled his subordinates. And that's if you were on his good side. Let's say his threats shouldn't be taken lightly.
How did you and Mr. Kiebitz get along? You both held the same title?
Mr. Kiebitz. Yes, we both were local group members. We did not get along so well.
How did you fit into this local group?
I have always proudly done my duty. I oversaw security.
Wait, I found 60 out of 59? Okay, I didn't thought that's possible, but okay, I guess then this should be it now, right? Yeah, let's leave.
So what you are saying is that Mr. Kiebitz shot him.
He did indeed. I know it.
But why would he do that? What was his reason?
What do I care about his reason? What he did was wrong. That's why I'm glad the case has been reopened. You break the rules, you get punished. That's the way it should be.
We will make sure the right people face the consequences, Mr. Schickert. Thank you for coming in.
The pleasure is all mine. Goodbye, Miss Katz.
That's all the witnesses. Let's see if I can make some sense of this.
Okay, but are we asking for additional documents?
I know it doesn't balance out the morning, but there's at least some good news today. One word, Berlin.
Did the document center come through?
Here you go. Personal files for Kiebitz, Schickert and Faltmann.
Finally.
Right? Just in time. I know that you have just questioned the last witness. Have you discovered any new leads? With a few calls, I might be able to get hold of a few more urgent documents for you. But I would need to do so right now, and I can't guarantee they'll make it in time.
Okay, no need.
There's no need, Paula. Thank you. I better get back to the reconstruction board then.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's check these new documents, right? Oh. Hi?
Schickert speaking.
Oh, is that part of the threat?
Hello?
I guess it is.
Anybody here? Hello? Great. Just what I needed now. Not disconcerting in the slightest.
Yeah, wow, amazing. Great. Okay, so, yeah. What we're doing is... wait, I said... Oh, let's go through this, I guess. I finish it. You can now finish your theory you want to present at court. Once you're ready, just talk to Paula. She can start preparing the indictment. Okay. So I guess it was a little bit different. Mr. Faltmann and district leader Schwartz stepped out into the hallway. Wait, Schwartz was still Faltmann and stepped out where me and Kiebitz were. The district leader gave the order for execution. Gives order. Schwartz. Yes. The next one. Mr. Faltmann ordered me to follow him into the compartment where Mr. Newman was held captive. But he doesn't say anything about Kiebitz. Yes. Mr. Faltmann told me to shoot the suspect, but I resisted, saying the man was clearly innocent. Wait. I think how it was is that Kiebitz went into there, right? I think so. This one, third one. Mr. Faltmann told me to shoot the suspect, but I resisted. Yes, Schickert defies the order. Mr. Faltmann would not listen to this and threatened me with the Gestapo if I would not carry out the execution. So Faltmann threatens. Yes. I left the compartment into the hallway where I ran into Mr. Kiebitz. So, Schickert, Kiebitz. Kiebitz goes here. Faltmann was there. He entered the cell and I heard gunshots. He shot the victim. Shoots. I think that's how it could have been. Yeah, he stays here. Then I guess he enters the hallway. Let's reconstruct. Let's see how it goes. Gives order. Yeah, they go there. Then they do something there. Defies order. Threatens. Boom, shoots. Yeah, I think that should be it. Oh. Hi?
Schickert?
Essie, it's good to hear your voice. I hope I'm not disturbing you. I didn't like how we ended our last conversation. I know your mother's little parties are hard enough on you already. I shouldn't have brought up your work in the first place. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lose my temper like that.
Let's just say, let's respect my choices. Yeah.
Thank you, Father. But please, I'd like you to accept and respect the choices I make for my own career.
I will try, Prosecutor Katz. With that said, I'm calling because of a different matter. It's close, isn't it? Your first trial?
I'm confident. Let's go with that.
I think I've got it.
That's my essay. But a word of advice. Do be careful. I've seen many prosecutors stumble at the finish line. One wrong detail is all it takes for a case to collapse.
Thank you, Father.
But Esther, after the trial, I'm sorry, but please remember what we've talked about. It's not too late to leave. Nobody would think less of you.
I will see this through.
I'd like to see this through, Dad.
I see.
Did you receive threat letters? Let's just say I received a threat letter, maybe.
There's something I need to tell you. I just received a threat letter.
That's much earlier than I'd have expected. I knew Bauer wasn't a good idea.
It's not about Bauer?
This isn't about Bauer.
Right. It's not about his and, by extension, your work upsetting the public. None of this would have happened with Bergmann, Kranich and partners.
Well, let's stick to the
Can we
subject.
please, for once, not talk about your friend's law firm?
You're right, you're right. But this is just exactly the thing I was afraid could happen. But so much earlier than I thought it would.
What can I do?
What should I do? What can I do?
Nothing to do, I'm afraid. You can report it to the police, but they won't probably be of much help. It's just a letter, a horrible one, but still, it's just paper. And some ink, I suppose. Nobody would dare to actually act against the public prosecutor. We are civilized.
We were civilized 20 years ago. Yeah, let's go with that.
Just like we were civilized 20 years ago?
That's a good point. But it's different. You are a servant of the law, of justice. And for anybody who'd call himself German, that matters. It has to. As for the letter, try not to think about it, as hard as it seems. Personally, I used mine as kindling for the fireplace. No point in holding on to trash. This way it was at least somewhat useful.
Earlier? So you expected this to happen?
At some point, yes, of course. We all, or most of us at least, do, when it comes to the really bad cases. Especially in that team of Bauers. I knew it was a bad idea.
Well, I better get going now. Still lots of work to do before the big day.
I understand. I'm always here for you, and also, good luck, Prosecutor Katz.
Okay, you know what? Let's review the case files, and as I have more information from now on, I want to sign like things with numbers. So, member number? Well, sure, we can mark him as number 2. What do we have here? We can mark anything here. Okay. Wait, these are new things. Rank, hairdressing trade, soldier, worked as a driver, no criminal record. Okay. Locksmith apprenticeship, 2 years trade school. Okay. Oh, it's Schickert, so it's the third one. And this guy. Base manager, head official, no criminal record, son fell in Russia. Understood, so that's our first one. Okay, yeah, I already examined these. What do we have here? The name of German people arrested, currently in the district office custody, for his involvement in treasonous activity to the prisoner is to be immediately executed as the traitor to, not bookmarked, traitor to the German nation. Was recognized as a perpetrator aimed at weakening the people's resistance against invading. Okay. Unemployed, German, Alfred Faltmann. Wait, that's the same guy, right? Faltmann. Where is he? Alfred Faltmann. Yeah, okay. Alfred Faltmann. Date. Well, I don't know if that's important or not. Concerning the incident with the base manager, the suspect was arrested, all ranks Gestapo on 5th of January. Wait, this says January 2nd. Wait, oh, that's the date of birth. Oh, damn. Basically, after the birthday. Wow. Okay, amazing. The base manager's arrest was made possible thanks to the righteous denunciation by his direct superior. Alt case. Do we have like any information with what gun he was killed? We have it here. 7.65 millimeters. 7.56 millimeters. Wait, what did I wanted to check? It was somewhere here previously, right? No, it should be the suspects. No, the background? Wait. Well, it was previously here somewhere regarding the guns. Oh, here we go. I forgot a gun. 7.6. No, 7.65 Browning. Yeah, 7.65 Browning. At close range. No other injuries. 7.65. Wait a second. 7.65 is only owned by this guy. 3332. 3332. Military trained. But okay. 7.65. Damn, so he was lying then. Because if this guy was deceased with a 7.65, wait, who signed this? But it was a police report. Well, yeah, it does make sense, right? I think so. So then it will be the third guy, right, doing this. I have no other, like, proof. He's the one who did it. 63332. Definitely. Okay, so let's stick to our case then. Okay, so he gives orders. Where Schickert and Kiebitz were waiting, the sick leader gave the order. Where Kiebitz and Schickert were waiting, then Mr. Kiebitz and Schickert, they all went there, right? Right. Good. Then the third one is, I saw Mr. Newman by H and refused to give the order. Then, in response, insisted on the punishment and treason Snickerts. Yes, and treason and threatened to call the Gestapo and report me. Yes, he left. No. Snickers stayed, Faltmann left, so Snickers did the shot. Yes, this should be it then. Conclusion prepared, so this should work. We went to the cell where Mr. Newman was held captive. So let's go through these things. Wait, transcript. We could use the transcripts. This one. Case files. Wait, transcripts again then. Submit. Then what else do we have? This is information about suspects. Database was made thanks to the suspect was arrested. Transcript. Wait, what did he say? Told me to shoot. Asked me to follow him to the cell while Mr. Schwartz returned to his office together with Mr. Kiebitz. But why would they return with each other? Alt case. We were connected. Suspects identified in connection with the victim's disappearance were interrogated. All suspects justified that the victim was guilty of treason and was therefore lawfully executed. This one is not relevant. Legal basis. Nothing here. Nothing here. Protocol conversation. So, I remember that my esteemed colleague Alfred, group leader of the local group I tasked with catching the criminal, came to my office. He told me they got a traitor and gave his report from the arrest so that I could issue the official documents. I went together with Mr. Faltmann out in the hallway. With crimes of this severity, I always give the same order, the order to execute. I then told my driver to come with me to the office. The others went to the prisoner to carry out my order as requested. Your driver? What for? There was already unrest in the country because of the Americans who were just flooding in like flies. I wanted to set up alternative routes with my driver to avoid these Americans and still make it to my important appointments. Shortly thereafter, there was already a polite knock at the door. The group leader reported to me that the insurgent has been successfully executed. This doesn't make sense. I don't know now what to trust. What the heck? So, based on this report, protocol of conversation, Herbert Schwartz. Based on this, then this, what was it? Well, third suspect is like kinda saying the truth, so I don't know, like, what the heck? What's this? Oh, it's Newman. But I still don't have like a third example of who was in the cell. When I told my driver to come with me to my office, the others went to the prisoner to carry out my order as requested. Ah, no. Then I told my driver to come to my office. We went to the cell where Mr. Newman was held captive. So I have 2 against 1, and I basically need 1 more from somewhere. Okay, what else do we have here? Who resisted the order? Who threatened the Gestapo? Okay, no. That doesn't make sense to me. I need to figure things out a little bit. Not bookmarked. But I can't do anything with this here, right? Yeah, let's go to the case file. There's nothing interesting here. Were interrogated. All suspects testified that the victim was guilty of treason and was therefore lawfully executed. Yes. Detachment to arrest and interrogate the suspect Newman. The above-mentioned proceedings we made the following decision. The victim, Hans Newman, was communist. The execution ordered by district leader was carried out according to the law enforced at the time of the crime. Anyone at home or as the German abroad View of these laws, it is not possible to carry out but an investigation. Blah blah blah. Yeah, nothing relevant here. Huh, this doesn't make sense. Background. Yeah, I don't need this. But, like, the old documents could be making sense, right? I don't know. This said the rank. He was the group leader and he had 9 millimeters. He's the only one who's having 7.65 millimeters. Detention report. The suspect was arrested by the Gestapo on 5th January. All the ranks that held in a local Hey no holler. Yes. But what did the man want? What happened? Showed up one. Wait. 2 uniformed men showed up at our door. One was small and wore glasses. The other was a bit taller and bigger. He had a badge with 2 golden stripes on his collar. So those were the 2 guys. I pointed a gun and asked. The smaller man grabbed hands and said to me, "Don't worry, your son turns himself in, blah blah blah." Testimony? Hermann Kiebitz? Yeah, I went through this already. Okay. Let's do this a little bit differently. We'll order to the execution. This does make sense. Like everyone agrees that the same man ordered execution. But we went to the cell where Mr. Newman was executed. This is a little bit different, right? So we can use this. Then we can use transcript of this guy. But I don't have. I should determine who stayed behind with Schwartz. Yeah, but we went to the cell where Mr. Newman was held captive. What else does it say? Could I just... Does it prove your claims? I don't know, it kinda does. Right. So day 3 when they're... Well, or because of the gun, we could also say that. So... Who stayed behind with Schwartz? Who went to the cell where Mr. Newman was held captive? Well, okay, what alternatively could I select? I already have this. Transcripts. But yeah, this guy didn't go there. Case files, wait, suspects. He's marked as military trained driver for this thing, so maybe let's submit this one. Because he was a driver, it supports each other, I think, right?
It must have been like this.
Yeah. Who resisted the order? So, who resisted an order? It's a little bit more difficult on more resisted an order. Mr. Schickert carried out the order and shot, and ignoring Mr. Faltmann's command to stop. No. He shot the man. You shot the man. I left to convince the suspect leader of the suspect's innocence and told Mr. Schickert to stop. Walking down the hallway, I heard a gunshot. Mr. Schickert shot the victim. Mr. Kiebitz confirmed it. But this is a lie. Because he wasn't able to confirm it if he was with that guy. What the heck? I should take a look into dismissals for insubordination. I understand that, but who threatened with the Gestapo if the order was refused? Who resisted the order? But how was his gun used? That's what I don't understand. I don't know. Let's use this testimony. Then let's use his testimony. What else? Did he have anything else good to say? Suspects. Worked as a driver, no criminal record, except for begging. Proven to be a good member. No criminal record. Oh my. Additional hints impact your case rating. Who resisted the order? Damn, I don't know. He is the one who shot him still. So I'm not sure regarding this. Huh. Should I go with this one? I don't know.
It must have been like this.
Who threatened with the Gestapo if the order was refused? I should investigate previous denunciations. I guess he did. Let's firstly do this. What else then? 2 years straight school. Who's this LST guy? That's what I don't understand.
It must have been like this.
So basically the previous interaction episode, video screening or whatever, that was somehow my mic started a little bit falling off my mic stove and I managed to press a mute button. So like the next 10 minutes are on mute from here, so I'm gonna skip that. But basically here I was aiming to collect the documents to prove that Schickert, this third guy, Schickert, is the one who did fire the gun, because I was looking into the weapons which were used. So he was the only guy which had 765 millimeters issued, and that's what I just did. I just collected and selected this document, and then I will be going to the office of Paul. So back there I will continue the episode. At first I will not be talking there, but I guess the interactions there are still kinda on point, so I'll leave them. Yeah.
What?
Bad time?
Not like there's any other. But yes. Tell me, Katz, has anyone been to my office?
Probably. We do have somebody to clean the place, right? And there's Paula. She might have brought you some files?
No. She holds them for me on her desk. We do have some cleaning. Some woman, I don't know. But she's only in on Wednesdays. And she doesn't have my keys anyway. No help, unsurprisingly.
So, what is this about?
Someone was here. Just don't say anything. Someone was here, in my office, going through my documents, through my files, through my cases.
So you think somebody
I don't think, I know.
Somebody was in your office. Why is this such an issue?
Oh, I don't know, because it's a locked office with secure documents containing confidential data and proof for my cases? I've had enough of my investigation sabotaged. This was not supposed to happen here. Damn it, I even changed the locks.
Right.
You know what? Forget it. What did you want, Katz?
What do you have here anyway? What's the case?
All right. It might actually be for the best if somebody else is also familiar with it. Just in case. And it's not like you can be my thief. So what's the harm?
I'm all ears.
What do you know about the camps?
Enough to know I'd rather not learn more.
If only we had that luxury. Imagine this. Hundreds or even 1,000 prisoners per barrack. A block of those surrounded by electrified barbed wire. Overcrowded, makeshift wooden structures as the only place to sleep. Cold, cramped quarters. Hunger, illness, vermin, death. Children, women, old people, it made no difference. All forced to do brutally hard labor. And worse. Then there's the rest of the camp. A moat along the border, followed by 2 layers of, again, electrified fences and walls. Watchtowers along the entire length, of course, with searchlights and machine guns. And here, get to the case. Should anyone try to escape, camp guard were on strict orders to immediately shoot to kill. No warning shots, no nothing. Just kill the prisoner. Any hesitation would be punished. But the number of such incidents is... it's far too high. It just doesn't add up.
Let's ask how can he prove it?
All right, so you need to prove they lied. How do you do it?
You're thinking too small. It's not just the guard, not just what they did. It's that they were allowed to do it. Do you really think their superiors didn't know what was happening? Do you think it was some kind of unauthorized behavior? Rest assured, it was very authorized. So yes, we need to prove they lied, that they murdered the prisoners. But more importantly, I need to prove who knew about it and allowed it to happen. And let me tell you, the suspect list, it's something.
Okay. Let Paula prepare the indictment. So okay, let's do that.
Katz, are you finished with the case?
Yes.
I believe I'm done, yes.
Right. I'll start writing the indictment then. I hope we can get some justice
Indictment.
here. Shall we go to court then?
Well, yes.
Let's go to court.
So what now? New tutorial available. H. Court preparations. Once your investigation is complete, you will have to go to court to present the case. The court day will automatically begin after you end the final day as usual. It can help you prepare your conclusions and theory on the blueprint in advance, although you don't need to do so. Okay, good. Let's call it a day then.
Order. Court is in session. In the case of the German people against members of NSDAP local group Munich, the defendants stand accused of the murder of Hans Naumann.
Judge Ernst Braun presiding, with counsel Esther Katz speaking for the prosecution. Counsel Rudolf Scham representing the defendants Kiebitz and Faltmann. And counsel Sigmund Hauptner representing the defendant Schickert.
How do you plead?
Innocent.
It's not guilty.
Not guilty then.
Not guilty, of course. This whole investigation is a farce.
Not guilty, Mr. Chairman.
I call on the prosecution. Miss Katz, it's time to present your theory.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Let's go with was an innocent civilian.
Hans Naumann was innocent. This bears repeating. Innocent. And yet he was taken from his own home and killed. Executed for another man's crimes.
He deserves justice.
That this case has remained closed for so long is a clear failure of the justice system. A failure that we must put right. Mr. Chairman, on April 28th, Hans Naumann was shot dead. Taken from his house under false pretenses, he was brought to the temporary location of the district office. He was locked in a brewery cellar, a damp storage room adapted into a makeshift cell. That's where, shortly later, he would be killed.
Yeah, I guess let's go.
Execution was ordered by Herbert Schwarz, the district leader for the city of Munich. As the senior member of the NSDAP involved in the crime, he bears the main responsibility for Mr. Naumann's death. Mr. Schwarz is unfortunately deceased and as such cannot be tried. This does not, however, absolve his subordinates of their culpability.
Thank you, Miss Katz. Does the defense have anything to add?
No, Mr. Chairman. We agree with the version presented by the prosecution.
See, it was all Schwarz.
That's right, we were just following his orders.
Silence! Mr. Scham, please remind your defendants of the appropriate behavior in court. Let the record show that the prosecution and defense are in agreement. Let's proceed. Miss Katz?
For this one, I actually don't know, but let's try.
The defendants Faltmann and Schickert went to the prisoner's cell.
Objection. As per Mr. Kiebitz's and Mr. Faltmann's testimony, both of them went to the cell, together with Mr. Schickert.
Miss Katz, can you present any evidence?
Yes. Prove it. Select from documents, review and edit your prepared conclusion or create. Select proof from your case file and submit it as evidence to the judge. If you don't know how to prove your claim, you might as well withdraw it. Well, I can do both. Conclusion? We can go with this. Let's do this maybe.
I'm not sure I follow your reasoning here. Is there anything else you can provide?
Proof rejected? Okay. The district leader mentions someone returning to his office with him. Try again. The district leader. So what if I just go with these documents? Wait, this is witness Karl Schickert. Left the cell, wanting nothing to do with this. In the hallway, I ran into Mr. who passed me and entered the cell. Let's go with this one, maybe.
One suspect whose account we have not heard remains, Mr. Schwarz.
The account of a corpse. What a mumbo-jumbo.
Mr. Faltmann, please refrain yourself from commenting.
Yes, Mr. Schwarz is dead, but he wasn't during the original investigation. In 1947, he testified that at the time of the execution, he was in his office together with his driver, Mr. Kiebitz. At the time, he was in no danger, as opposed to the defendants today. There is no reason to believe he lied.
Miss Guts, you've proven your point. Objection overruled. Please continue, Miss Guts.
Good. So, yeah, let's then do this, I guess.
Having seen the victim, Mr. Schickert began to question the order. As we learned from the testimonies, Mr. Norman's age and physical frailty were evident. How could this be the man? How could he be guilty? The defendants had arrested him for tearing down a flag from its flagpole and beating up an officer. A tall flagpole, a young officer. Mr. Schickert concluded the man to be innocent. He refused to shoot.
Objection, Mr. Chairman. As both Mr. Kiebitz and Mr. Faltmann testified, the one to question the order was Mr. Faltmann. He had doubted its validity and attempted to stop the execution. Regretfully, he was unsuccessful.
Miss Guts, if you have any...
Gladly, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, of course. We have something, but I have no clue what. Who resisted the order? Let's select from documents. Resisted the execution order. This one? Can we go with the conclusion which we prepared? But I should probably change this one, no? If it has the Alfred Wohlmuth. Wait, this doesn't take any sense. Let's go to this one. Let's say this one. Maybe let's go with this one.
Backs my version, but it's contradicted by the other suspects. I present something else to prove my point.
Something else? Okay, damn. Select from documents. I have no clue. Locksmanship apprenticeship. How does this prove it? That Mr. Schickert resisted the execution order. Sergeant. Let's go with this. 2 years. I don't know. Let's try to go with this.
After Hans Norman was shot, Mr. Schickert was removed from his station and expelled.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
A punishment that follows to the letter the consequences for insubordination, as outlined by Gauleader Solbrich's order.
Indeed. Mr. Scham,
Damn. You even have to follow the dates here. I didn't do that.
If you would.
Okay, let's continue, I guess.
With the doubts voiced, threats were soon to follow. Threats by Mr. Faltmann. He wasn't going to allow for this sort of insubordination. An order was an order. If his co-defendants continued to object, he would report them. And not just to Mr. Schwarz, to the Gestapo. I trust the implications of such a report are clear.
Objection.
Every time, Mr. Scham?
We cannot truly be sure any threats were actually made. I can assure you, my client never cooperated with the Gestapo.
Exactly. The Gestapo were a bunch of sneaky sadists. Psychopaths. I've never had anything to do with those monsters.
Silence, Mr. Faltmann. Silence. Miss Guts, can you present it?
Certainly.
Okay, let's prove it again from the selected documents. Prove that Mr. Faltmann threatened with the Gestapo. This doesn't prove anything. District leader H. Schwarz. Huh. I don't know. It does mention Gestapo here. I guess let's go with this one.
Ludwig Steg was another member of the defendant's local group. Only 3 months before the events of this case, he was arrested by the Gestapo. While the acts and fate of Mr. Steg are of themselves of no direct connection to this case, I'd like to bring your attention to the beginning of the final paragraph. Mr. Steg was denounced by his direct superior. And who would that be? His local group leader, Alfred Faltmann. Mr. Faltmann may claim he had nothing to do with the Gestapo, but it's a lie.
Thank you, Miss Katz. Objection overruled. Miss Katz, proceed to your next point.
Damn, that's
We've
good.
established the course of the crime up to its final moment. Only one question remains, the most important one. Who shot? Who killed Hans Naumann?
So, well, I'm staying with this one as well. I think that's how it was.
Defendant Karl Schickert. He might have followed orders. He might or might not have resisted. He might have been coerced. But in the end, the truth remains the same. Karl Schickert shot and killed the victim.
I must object, Mr. Chairman.
Let's hear it.
Mr. Schickert maintains he's innocent, that Mr. Kiebitz, and not him, was the one to shoot the victim. 2 witnesses might agree, but that can hardly be considered enough to prove a man guilty, especially considering the seriousness of the crime.
Miss Katz, if you would.
Certainly, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, let's prove it. Let's see what they have to offer from these documents. I would go with this one, actually. That's like probably enough, right? Wait, but what do I have there? I think it could be good to go with the conclusion. Yeah, let's go with this.
Mr. Naumann's wound was identified as resulting from a 7.65 Browning caliber. Only one of the defendants had a weapon with that caliber. An FN Browning model 1900 was given to the party member number 5186332, the defendant Karl Schickert.
Very well. I consider your claims proven. The prosecution presents a solid case. Before we proceed, Miss Katz, Mr. Scham, is there anything else you'd like to bring to this court's attention?
Oh, I could say yes. What would I want to bring? Let's say yes, sure.
There is, Mr. Chairman.
Conclusion? Did Mr. Schwartz know that the victim was innocent? Okay, we're doing about that. Present proof of Faltmann's additional guilt. All ranks. Detention report. Local group leader. Faltmann's additional guilt. Wait, we can try to present to do a conclusion somehow. Case files. Alt case. I came to my office, you told me they got a traitor. Yes, that should be it. Suspects. Faltmann. Let's go with this. Why the heck not? Let's try. Did Mr. Schwartz know that the innocent was that he was innocent? What else can we go with? And we were in the office, and let's go with this. Let's try to combine. We still have like 4 lives, right? Okay. We have 3. The caliber of the murder weapon was documented. Try again. But why about the caliber? proof of Faltmann's additional guilt. Well, I think it should be then this one, right? Let's try to submit.
Following orders. We've heard these words today, more than once. That said orders came from Mr. Schwarz was one of the few points on which the defendants agreed. I'd like to bring your attention to another detail that their testimonies shared. At no point in any of their recollections did Mr. Schwarz himself meet the victim. It is the prosecution's belief that the district leader never knew who the defendants had brought. Schwarz didn't know the prisoner in the cell was not the man they were sent to arrest, that it was an innocent man. He couldn't know because the defendant Alfred Faltmann lied, both to his superior and to this court. Mr. Faltmann knew whom he took. He knew he was not the culprit. He had taken him as a hostage. Yet, to Mr. Schwarz, he reported bringing in Jan Naumann, the culprit. And so, believing his subordinate, Mr. Schwarz ordered the execution of, once again, Jan Naumann. The shooting of Hans Naumann wasn't legal. The defendants did not follow any order. This innocent man was killed only because of the actions, the insistence, the lies and threats of Alfred Faltmann. Mr. Chairman, the prosecution asked you to find the defendant fully culpable for this death.
Some serious accusations, Miss Katz. What motive did the defendant Faltmann have for this?
That's a good question. To cover up his mistake? I don't know, we could go with that.
He realized it was illegal to take a hostage and tried to cover up his own crime.
Thank you, Miss Katz. I will take this revelation into consideration. Having considered the testimonies presented today, as well as the prosecution's evidence, this court has reached the following verdict. Firstly, in the case of the defendant Karl Schickert, born January 3rd, 1912, residing at Mauergasse 4 in Munich, for the crime of the manslaughter of Hans Naumann, this court finds the defendant guilty as accessory. The prosecution proved that he did shoot the victim, but only did so when forced, having been coerced by his co-defendant. Which brings us to the, at the time, local group leader. Now, the prosecution provided this court with plenty of evidence of the local group's wrongdoings. None of them had as serious and unsettling implications as the final revelation. Defendant Alfred Faltmann, born June 29, 1889, resident of Löwenweg 11, Munich. In the case of the manslaughter of Hans Naumann, considering the overwhelming evidence of your actions and their direct effect, this court finds you guilty of coercion, perjury, and manslaughter. It stands clear beyond reasonable doubt that it was by your independent initiative that Mr. Naumann was shot, a fact of which defendant Hermann Kiebitz was fully aware and which he decided to hide from this court, making him guilty as accessory to this manslaughter by the act of omission. With that, the cost of this trial will be covered by the defendants. Court adjourned.
Damn. Nice. Oh. Well, I still missed the case solution, but at least... Why, I wonder? Did I choose the final answer wrongly? I don't know. 15 years? Oh, he did get 5 years as well? But if he didn't agree with it, he would have been shot as well, I think. But, okay, clear. Okay. Spoiler warning. The real case summary contains spoilers for the solution of the case in the game. If you want to play the case again to get a better rating, we recommend not reading the summary yet. Show real case. Let's go with that. Local group leader Alfred Faltmann gathered a total of 6 men to arrest insurgents to the campaign to liberate Bavaria. Failing to find the perpetrators, they arrested Hans Neumann, the father of one of the suspects, instead. Faltmann falsely reported to his superior, district leader Herbert Schwartz, that the arrested man was in fact one of the perpetrators. Schwartz then gave the order to execute the prisoner, believing that he was the one, the insurgent. One of the group members testified in court that they all knew of the victim's innocence. He refused to take part in the execution and left the scene of the crime. Threatening his remaining subordinates, Faltmann enforced the execution order. Karl, Schickert, and a second group member shot the victim simultaneously. Okay. Faltmann, Schickert, and the second shooter stood trial for murder before the Munich Higher Regional Court. Faltmann in particular denies ever having known of the victim's innocence or being present at the shooting. Alfred Faltmann was found guilty of knowingly arresting an innocent hostage, lying to his superiors to issue the execution, and being present at the end and enforcing the shooting. He was sentenced to 15 years in prison for manslaughter. The co-defendants and actual shooters were found guilty of aiding and abetting in a manslaughter. They were sentenced to 4 and 5 years in prison respectively. It remains doubtful that if they ever had to serve their time. In 1949 and then subsequently in 1954, the Federal Republic of Germany enacted wide-reaching amnesty laws, freeing many members and associates of the Wehrmacht and the NSDAP itself. Amongst them were the perpetrators of so-called final phase crimes such as this one. All names used in the game have been changed. Similarities with real persons bearing these names are purely coincidental, but the story remains true, and is one of many. Wow, okay. Interrogation skills, investigation skills, 60 out of 59. I do like that.
I've heard those
Good.
words many times. The courtroom may change, the faces, the clothes, the crimes. But the words stay the same. I just followed orders. It wasn't an order that ended Mr. Norman's life. They did. With their cowardice, obedience, pride, they all killed Hans Naumann. Men like Faltmann don't believe they can be punished. They don't think they should be. All were surprised at his silence when the verdict was pronounced. Him, possibly, most of all. He offered no resistance, no counter, no boisterous denial. For possibly the first time in his life, Alfred Faltmann didn't know what to say. Schickert was raving as they brought him out of the courtroom. So what if he pulled the trigger, he yelled. He followed orders. There, those words again. Almost as if he believed them himself. What makes a man lie? Friendship? Loyalty? Fear? What makes a man so obsessed with terms like honor or duty? Simply ignore the murder of an innocent man. Not just ignore it. Allow, aid, facilitate it. For he could have stopped it. All he'd have to do was tell the truth. For he had every opportunity to stop it. Instead, he chose to kill an innocent man. They all did. They all knew what they were doing. They all knew they didn't have to. All three of them, through their actions or their inaction, they choose. Miss Naumann cried at the verdict. She thanked us. She even tried to smile. I wouldn't say it ended there for her. I don't think it ever did. And as for our Miss Cutts, the case was her victory. And it did bring her the recognition she deserved. But with recognition also comes attention. But that's a story for another day.
Okay, so that will be the part 2 from now on. So okay, I guess this will be the end of this episode, and we'll do the part 2 next. Damn, that was nice. At least I did get the case right, so I'm feeling good for that. So thank you for watching, and see you in the next episode then. Bye.